Hello and welcome to Meet Your Inspiration podcast with Meri and Rich. Here we're talking about inspiration, motivation and empowerment. Our guests are ordinary people who became extraordinary, and with sharing their stories we want to empower you to become the person you want to be and to go beyond your dreams.
Today we're down in Hastings. We're in an incredible venue. It's called the Old Rectory. It's a lovely hotel just on the edge of Hastings, and we've got two amazing ladies who run Rock Rose Beauty. So we have Raquel and Vanessa, and it's lovely to meet you both.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
very much.
Yeah.
And thank you for this incredible morning and start of the day. And you will tell us a lot about this place. As we like to, when we start the episodes, we want to give you a little bit feedback how we end up here and how we met these ladies. And this story is like a fairy tale. Back in December, me and Richard, while we were waiting for our radio interview in Tenterden, we end up just browsing in a lovely shop on the high street. FO Loves Me.
That's correct.
Loves me.
And everything there is done by the artist in
Artisans, yeah. It's
in the area.
All local creatives and artisans.
And it's absolutely beautiful. And one of the biggest assets of that shop is the lady over there, Ellie, who, when we stop and we look about Rock Rose Beauty products, she just came and she tell us briefly the story of these amazing ladies. And me and Richard, we were like, oh, we have to talk to them. So we reached them on Instagram, and not even 2 months later, we are here. And we are looking forward to learn more about you ladies and all about Rock Rose Beauty. So if you want to give us a little bit background about you.
Wow, okay. Well, obviously I'm Raquel. I have been living in the UK since 1993. Prior to that, Australia. I have always been involved in beauty. It's the industry and it is my passion that I chose to follow. I worked for some really big brands in Harrods and Harvey Nichols and things like that, and just learnt my trade really. And when I wanted to leave London, I decided to come to where the sea was. I wanted to be by water, really important for me. Having grown up in Australia, I just wanted to get out of the city. And luckily, when I came here, my husband and I met a wonderful couple called Peter and Lindsay. And Lindsay is now one of my best friends, as Vanessa is also. And it was a story, or the story is about Lindsay, really. And she became ill. She found out that she had cancer. After, working in the city and having a big high-flying career, you stop. And then that's when things kind of happen. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, wasn't she? And Lindsay is a person that we both knew, but we didn't know each other. Yeah, we didn't know each other. No. Until Lindsay's diagnosis, and she wasn't feeling great, and her skin was really dry, and she'd lost her sense of smell and taste.
Yeah, she was in chemo, wasn't she?
And it wasn't great. So she just wanted a moisturiser or something for her skin, and she'd taken a break from chemo, and she'd gone on holiday with her husband Peter to Portugal, and it was really hot, and so they went into this little shop, almost like Apple Loves Me. It was an artisan shop. It was.
Perfect.
And it had air conditioning, so they were standing in there, and Lindsay thought, I can't stand in here for hours and not buy something. So she picked up this pot, and she thought, I'll buy this. And it was, she thought, a jar of honey or something. And the Portuguese lady in the back was going. So she thought, oh, it's for my face. She thought, oh, I'm actually running out of moisturiser. So she bought some. She started slathering it on her face. She didn't like the smell or the texture, really, but the results on her skin were incredible.
Even her husband noticed.
Yes. And he said, oh, what are you doing to your skin?
Yeah,
so
it looks great.
Yeah, Lindsay was like, oh. So when she got back, she tapped up Vanessa. Vanessa is an aromatherapist.
Okay.
And also me being in beauty and skincare, I was then working with Space NK at the time. So she started to speak to us, and she gave this pot to Vanessa, who dissected it, because that's Vanessa's skill. She's the alchemist.
Wow. We didn't want to copy it, but we wanted to
make it better.
To make something similar.
So to find out what was in it that we didn't know about. And Vanessa had gone through all of the essential oils, and there was one that we were like, what is this? And they called it Estiva.
They call it Estiva, but it's Sisters or Rock Rose.
And that's where we got our name from. And it is
really?
this
So this
plant.
is the essential mineral ingredient, however you'd call it,
Yes.
going into it.
The essential oil runs throughout our whole range. Currently, there's one product that doesn't have, but we'll come to that later because it's our new hero product. But it is an ancient healing herb. So we studied it for quite a long time, didn't we? Over a year before we actually came up with a product. But the history of the shrub is incredible. They use the leaves, not the flower, like you would for rose essential oil or something like that. It's the sticky resin. You can see the shine on the leaves. It's so when it's really hot, that sticky resin protects that plant, and it helps to heal. So goats, for example, if they have grazes, they will rub up against that shrub.
Wow.
Because of its healing power. So you can also drink the dried leaves as an infusion, and that helps to limit inflammation in the internal organs. It's used widely in mainland Europe for people who suffer with HIV because it helps to reduce internal inflammation. That's incredible.
Amazing.
You can use it as a poultice, all sorts of things like that. But we just use the oil in the skincare because it helps to regenerate.
What do you mean by poultice?
Just for in the old days, they put it on a wound. They'd
crush it up.
And mix it, and then stick it on, or for teeth and gum inflammation, things like that. Back in the day, so it's extremely interesting. But we use it to help regenerate skin cells. So it gives you fresh skin cells on the surface, so your skin's going to look plumper and firmer and more radiant. But it's also very good for repairing of scars.
We talk earlier.
So when you have a mastectomy, there's a lot of scarring, and so things like that. So obviously the cancer story comes into play there.
Wow.
What is your background?
I was actually
Sorry, I went to
No, it's perfect.
I was actually born in Hastings. I'm one of the people that moved away and came back. There's quite a few of us.
Okay.
You have to throw a stone in the sea with a hole in it. Otherwise, it's a curse. Otherwise, you come back. But to me, I love it here. So I just returned back here probably 37 years ago. So I've been back 37 years. I began some courses at college, probably in my early 40s. So I did reflexology, Swedish body massage, Indian head massage, sports massage. And I did aromatherapy in NHS homes, but for people with learning disabilities. And I loved it so much. It was quite interesting. I had to be very, very careful with my oils and dilutions because although they're well looked after, they can't really tell you themselves. So it's quite interesting. And I had my own business for 15 years. And I'd see the same people week in, week out, same time. Sometimes I was their only visitor. I was an integral part of their life, and the staff loved me. They called me the smelly lady. You would come in and
it's a patchouli wafting through the air.
You would give these lovely folks a wonderful massage, and some of them I did in the evening, and they would sleep all night, and a lot of them couldn't speak or were blind or couldn't
that
move.
goes to show how good aromatherapy is, isn't it, Vanessa?
It was so that I was revered.
But giving them a good night's sleep is a really important thing.
Absolutely, for the staff as well, and I loved it. Unfortunately, my husband had a stroke, so overnight my business was gone, and I became a full-time carer for about 6 years, very poorly. So then the other thing to do with the girls was to carry on doing aromatherapy, but because I was at home, just to do it in a different way, so to make the product. Which was quite interesting.
That's mega interesting how three of you get
and we've each got
together
different
around
skills.
something obviously not good that happened to Lindsay.
Well,
but
now,
out of that,
fine.
you create something that I'm pretty sure is helping lots of people.
We're all different. We talk about synergies in aromatherapy, and that's what we as a three, as a blend.
If you saw Lindsay, she's very different, as well.
And how you start, obviously. You had the idea, and what's happened?
Well, we wanted to make a moisturising balm for Lindsay. That was soothing and hydrating. And Lindsay, I think smell was really important because you kind of lose smell with chemo, and she just loves jasmine. So the first balm that we did is called the dry moisturising balm, and it started off as Lindsay's balm. We had 3 products.
Oh wow!
We had a moisturising balm, we had a nourishing oil, and then we had our multi-purpose healing balm, which you love. And that's all we had, and it was called Lindsay's balm, Lindsay's oil. You know,
And that's a lovely smell. I mean, jasmine. It just reminds me of being on holiday.
Do you love jasmine?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, one of those times when you're just on holiday somewhere
At night as
and
well.
at night time, and you've got a like
Jasmine
warm
tree.
evening, and the jasmine and it's
Gorgeous.
it's just
So,
delightful.
yeah.
It's Lindsay's favourite smell.
It
wasn't
is,
it?
it
Because
is.
it was a good essential
It is.
oil as well.
And we use things like calendula, evening primrose, and having grown up in Australia, avocado oil, you know, and so they're rich yet light. And so, and it's the blend, and that's where Vanessa comes in, knowing what can go together. And then me having the skin, you know, expertise, I can then recommend the correct products for people to help with their skin concerns, you know. So, yeah, it's great. And then now we have body products, we have tattoo balms, we have an award-winning deodorant.
Wow.
You know,
It's something that I would definitely ask you about that, because I can see now in the shops as well, it's becoming kind of trend.
Yeah.
But again, sometimes you
natural
don't know
deodorant.
what is natural, what is
Yes.
not that much. So
Yes. Well, natural means, well, we are waterless. That is one of the keys. If you open one of that healing balm in the black, you'll see everything is a balm with us. If you added water to that, it would be a cream.
oh yeah,
You see, so it's a
And
balm.
you just have to whip it.
Anytime you add water to a product, you have to have a chemical preservative. You know, you have to, because water is bacteria forming.
and this is what we
It's a key.
we
So
talked
it's
earlier.
concentrated, you know, so everything's concentrated. A little goes a long way. And then this is our deodorant.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah. So again, that's a paste. So you're scooping that out with your finger,
And then you're
and then
rubbing
you're
it.
rubbing it under your arm. So you're self-checking for any lumps and bumps.
As well.
Oh,
you're doing a
wow.
breast
What a
check.
clever idea.
Going
That's
back to
amazing.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can have a natural deodorant. We tried a cardboard. We tried all sorts of different things. I got on a plane to Australia and then, you know, saying, I need a deodorant. I want a deodorant. It needs to be natural. Came back and they've done it.
And does that moisturise as well,
Yeah.
sort of? So,
Yeah.
so it's doing your skin the best.
Yeah.
The
There's
best.
no wax
If
in
you
that
can- you
either,
can-
that one. So it's completely vegan. That
Yeah,
one.
it's
Wow.
vegan. So
As well.
just scoop some out here. Scoop some out, put some on your hand and rub it in. It's almost like a matte sort of mousse. It's
Go on.
just take a touch and you rub it in. It smells amazing.
Yeah, you can. Honestly, you can
And
spend
then
the
just
minute
rub it in
you
with your
open
finger.
it.
Yeah.
It's unisex.
My husband was the one that said, you've got to make this deodorant. We made it for him, didn't we? We
The
made
thing
it
is,
for
that's
him
good.
at first, and he loved it. But can you see it goes in?
Yeah, it does.
So you've got bicarb powder in there, you've got arrowroot, you've got, I mean,
And you don't
know,
have the stains that stay after that white, whatever.
No.
Just look at
But
that.
you're self-checking, and that's so important. Even for men, breast cancer is on the rise, so it's
Okay.
really important. It
It's
just
funny you never think about it, but
well, we spray deodorants that, you know, say you can't perspire for 48 hours. That's not great. It's got to go somewhere.
Yeah,
but also
yeah,
then
yeah.
your skin's blocked
Yes,
as well. It's not
exactly.
breathing either.
And what's really interesting is Vanessa has we have a list of things that we explain to people about the deodorant, because we're not naturally a smelly breed, are we? And like Vanessa says, when you're switching from a chemical deodorant
Yeah,
to a natural,
yeah, you need at least a month sometimes less.
Oh, really?
To get used to it.
because you have to detox. Basically, your body will detox.
Yeah, I heard that the other one.
Because other
What if it's the
deodorants,
other
you're
way?
not perspiring, so your body's going to get used to that. But then you're getting rid of all of the aluminium and all of the chemicals you see that have been in the body.
Interesting. Wow, okay.
It's incredible.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Well, that's
So
a good
you
thing
still-
to do then.
Yeah.
Really good
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
still perspire a little bit, but you've got arrowroot powder, so that will absorb any
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
excess
Yeah.
moisture. It's great, but yeah, it's award
Is
winning.
it suitable for kids as well?
It
or-
certainly is. We recommend from the age of 10
Teenage.
to 11, you
Yeah.
know, when they start to get a little smelly. If they start with that, then it's incredible. I was stopped in the street by this really handsome, gorgeous young man. And I thought, oh, and he said, you're the Rock Rose lady. It's a game changer. Do you remember? I told you. He said, it's a game changer. I go to the gym, and I was like, oh.
Oh.
So
That sounds like
his
an
mum
advert.
had obviously bought it. Yeah.
That sounds like one of those modern adverts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where people are walking down the street and all of a sudden someone goes,
Yeah, he's
Wow.
coming towards me. He's coming towards me. What's going on?
Yeah, but this show
Yeah.
great about the results
Yeah.
because especially
Yeah.
we know the men's in gym.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
So
You can still smell it in the evening. You put it on in the morning. You can still
I
smell
snuggle my husband and you can smell it. It's
Ah.
lovely. Yeah, it's nice. It's honestly, it's like a spa.
So you don't even need then to wear any other aftershave or any other smellers because you're just already going to smell nice.
No, my husband doesn't, but yeah.
So everything is produced here in Hastings now.
It
How
is everything.
Yes.
Wow.
It is hand poured and labelled by us.
Oh, so
Really?
you literally do it yourself?
Wow.
We
We do.
make it
Wow.
all ourselves.
We do.
We've
Wow.
been making yesterday, actually.
This is a proper
That's why we're
inspiration.
so
tired.
Wow.
Yeah, but we are currently, expanding. So we're looking for more, warehouse space and bigger
We assume
kitchens
that
and things like that.
because at the moment I've noticed that your products are available online
Yes.
on your website and
Yes.
obviously in beautiful shops like FL Lovely.
Yes.
And tell us a bit more about obviously this place and what is the involvement because I've heard you said you're doing different therapies and sessions.
Here at the Old Rectory, it was an old rectory and it was purchased by Lionel in 2012. And the treatment rooms were then added.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were the stable block. We'll show you that later.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 2017. And this was, we started in 2018. So it was the perfect place for us to be in. And also Lionel and Lindsay are very good friends. So we had an in, not going to lie, that's helpful.
That's what it takes.
It's helpful. And it's just gone from strength to strength. And because of my experience in beauty, obviously facials and facial massage is one of the key things that I do. So I have created a signature facial for Rock Rose, which is incredible. So we've got some quite unique moves which help with toning and firming. And then obviously the products for that person's skin are used. The spa has 3 treatment rooms here. There's a team of 7 and they're all completely trained in Rock Rose skincare by myself and in the treatment, and you can have treatments done here.
Wow.
We are also in Flackliash Lodge, which is in Rye. That's another hotel with a spa. We're also at the retreat at Crowhurst Park. So we've also got some independent salons as well. We've got Tranquility in Beggs Hill. We've got the Wellness Hub. We've got quite a few other smaller outlets.
But it's still a bit more exclusive.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's very
because
exclusive,
it's not
isn't it?
like
Something
you
good.
can go and
Yeah.
find it everywhere.
No.
And I assume this is not your idea. You want to keep it this exclusivity.
Yes, we're not sort of we're not going to go to Dragon's Den and sort of launch into Boots. That's not us really. We want to be very ethical.
Yeah.
All of our glass, for example, is made in Kent. In Chatham, and it's screen printed. Again, I don't know if you've held any. If you pass the cleanser over, if you've held any of the glass, it's incredible.
I wouldn't say that's glass. I thought when you look at it, you'll think it's plastic.
So
or
that's
something.
screen printed.
Wow.
So that's recycled. So and everything you need is on there. The ingredients, how to use it, what it does, and so we don't need a box. We don't need extra paper.
You sell it as it is,
as it is.
that.
No cellophane, nothing. Now, when people have used 4 full-size glass products, they send that back to us and we send them a free product.
Oh, wow.
Because we want to thank them for sending back the product for me to recycle.
Well, that's just
I am
amazing.
going to fill this skip. It is not yet full, but I will fill the skip and I will be really excited. I think I'd have to pop a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Because that will then go back to our glass manufacturer in Chatham.
Yep.
They will break that down and then they'll reproduce that for us. So that's great. So again, supporting local business. The company is called Colour Lights in Chatham. So again, we want to have a really small footprint.
Yeah, exactly.
The labels I create with a chap called Simon Page, who's in Hastings, and he designs the labels with input from me. You'll see, you might recognise a couple of things on the deodorant and the tattoo balm. Vanessa has been my muse. So that is Vanessa and that is her husband on the tattoo balm. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes,
look at that.
And if you hold up the deodorant, let me show you the deodorant. So this is the deodorant.
Oh, that one. That one's here.
and that's it.
Oh, so
Oh, I absolutely love how
I know.
you
So
ladies
I,
work.
but I think
honestly.
it's great, you know. So I
is.
go, what have you got? And Vanessa is also,
Wow.
she's an identical twin.
I am.
So she has
Wow.
two, you know, two
Yeah,
things,
everything-
all slightly different. Isn't it great?
Yeah, it is.
So
It's
I'm
fantastic.
yeah, and I've got lots. Yeah.
My son's a tattoo artist.
Okay,
That's
that's
just a simple one of his, isn't it?
So this is our radiant
That's
serum. This is
serum.
hyaluronic. This is our new
New.
hero product. But
Yes.
that was a tattoo that Connor had done on somebody else, so we
My
kind
son.
of tweaked it a little bit.
simple but really good, and
yeah.
going exactly with
And the
your
little
new
birds
product.
and the sea, you see. So it's kind of. Yeah.
So Raquel, just tell us about that product because that's something new. So
Well,
what's
this product,
it
yes,
for?
this
What's it for?
product is new. This is a serum. It was something that I felt we needed in the range because, like I said before, everything is an oil or a balm, and I love a serum. Now, a serum is a light textured product, and this contains hyaluronic acid, aloe vera gel, aloe vera juice, immortal essential oil, neroli, and sea buckthorn essential oil.
So
from
it
the
sounds
Fire
very
Hills.
healing. It sounds very healing with a lot of
Healing, hydrating, fresh, and it helps to tone the skin and give you radiance. Can I squirt some on your hand?
I can't say no.
Now you
at
will
all.
see this color is very. This is a new one. It's quite bright.
It's bright.
Oh my word!
Can
Look
I
at
have
this.
Now you just rub that in. Now that is the sea buckthorn.
Awesome color.
So if you just glide that on and then pat it on your hand like that, it will go in. But what that does is it helps to retain water moisture in the skin, and you'll smell the neroli. It's incredible, and it's just light and fresh. You can use it on the eyes as well. So
Oh, really?
it's
Okay.
eye. So if you're tired throughout the day, you can just refresh. You know, great on an aeroplane. But that's the sort of a serum is the sort of product that you put on your skin first before you do anything else.
Yeah,
So if you think of a serum as a vitamin pill
yeah.
for your skin, and then everything goes on top.
Can I just now? I'm going to ask something now. I'm going to sound like a bit of an expert, but honestly, I'm not really.
Okay.
But I know that like there's a routine for skin about like almost like a 3-step routine. A lot of brands have like a 3-step done. They say you have like a toner which takes everything out. Am I right?
Yeah, yes.
And then you have something else that you sort of like put in, and then you have something else that puts in.
You can have several. You can have
So
several.
do you work the layers in the same way with your products?
Well, a little bit. I mean, we have a cleansing oil, so we always recommend cleansing the skin. That's really important, and removing that with a nice hot cloth, whether it be a muslin or a flannel. You know, we then follow with the serum.
Yep.
So that would be your first point of call, because hyaluronic is fantastic. It actually is almost like scaffolding planks if you think about it. So once it's in the skin, anything you put on top, it grabs hold of almost and takes it further in.
Okay.
You know, so it's a great little wonder product. You then put your moisturizer on top.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What
So
about the toner then?
we don't have a
Because
toner.
I heard
Yeah.
before I heard that toner is very important because obviously water to stay on your skin
Yeah,
is
we
not
don't
good
use
as you
water.
said.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, someone else told me that if you use, it was recently, if you use toner, that is taking as well some kind of your hydration on the skin.
It's your acid mantle. It
So
can
now
get a little
I'm
bit.
a bit confused.
Yeah.
Is it good or is it not?
Well, we don't retail it because again, our sort of ethos and our sort of story is we use the whole shrub.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you extract the oil, the essential oil, it's done in Portugal for us. We've got these big vats, and they fill it with the shrub, light the fire or the heat, and then you have the pipe where the essential oil will come out. But there's also another pipe where the steam comes out, and that's called Hydrosol, and that's what we use in our treatments as our toner. But it's a Hydrosol because it's not water.
Because
It's the steam created from the heat. And so that then harnesses the essence
So that's
of the
bottled up.
cistus.
You bottle that up.
We bottle that. We absolutely do.
Wow.
So we bottle that. But because we're artisan, we can't produce enough, I think, at the moment to retail it.
yeah.
You know, so we use it specifically in our treatment. So we have some core things in our facial that you can't, take home with you at the moment. And that's also another item besides the Hydrosol is our exfoliator. Our exfoliator is using the resin inside the drum. It's a black sticky tar that hardens. So we chip that off, we grind it,
Okay.
and we use that as our exfoliator. So
Wow.
every bit of our process we're using.
So rather than using microbeads and all
Yes,
these things
no
that no one
plastic.
likes.
So it's not plastic. They're not circular. This is just resin ground, and we harness that with some aloe vera gel and some hyaluronic, and again used in treatment.
It's quite interesting when I'm making stuff because sometimes it doesn't always look the same.
Yes,
That
because
makes it.
You have different crops,
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
of
different
course.
temperature, and
Yeah, yeah.
so sometimes
This
it
is
comes
what I
out
think makes it
different
even
colours.
more special.
Yes.
So,
exactly.
shall we
Exactly.
understand that the
Yeah, it's
actual
incredible.
product and ingredient, let's say, is coming from Portugal? You create
Yes.
some relation with
Yes,
them,
yes,
contact them,
yes,
and
yes. We found a. So what happens in Portugal? The government give you a license because another reason why we really like Cistus, it's got a bit of an attitude. It doesn't like to be farmed. So they've tried to farm it, and it will not grow. So I love that. So it grows wild in the big national parks, and the Portuguese give you a license to hand scythe it. So it's all hand scythed. I mean,
Okay.
it's incredible. And it's incredible. I lost my.
But you can't grow it over here.
It's fine. You create
We have a shrub in the garden in the
Oh, dear.
rectory. We do, but it's not hot enough.
Oh,
It's
I
not
see.
hot enough to get the sticky resin
Oh,
for the rock
wow.
rose. Yeah, so it's incredible. But yes, it's hand scythed.
Because that's interesting how it's created. Actually, it's shipping from the
Yes. Well, we go once a year.
Oh, that's difficult
Oh,
task,
so
isn't it, to
it's
go to
very
Portugal?
hard.
Really, really.
It's very hard
If you
to
need
go there.
any
isn't it?
help,
Yes. I know it's
let us
research and
know.
development, isn't it?
I
What's
want
great
to
about
say
it as
that
well.
look at this difference.
You'll have a nice
Yeah.
radiance.
Yeah.
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 You have a glow. It's from the
Yeah.
sleep up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
crazy.
hyaluronic.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Just with one little.
Also,
amazing.
another little fact about this as well is if there's a bushfire, it's the first shrub that grows back.
Oh, wow.
So
it
the
really
Portuguese call it resurrection rose.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Well, there's a
incredible.
great-
It's incredible.
Never
Yeah.
heard about it. But
I know. I mean, Vanessa's an aromatherapist, alchemist, and we hadn't heard about it, but it's called
I didn't use
Cistus
it,
ladanifer. So it's kind of quite a tongue twister.
So you could almost have a
resurrection.
resurrection cream, couldn't you? Almost?
Oh,
It's
we
just sort of
could.
like-
Yeah,
you go
we
like
could.
to
Great
transform us
plan.
from being old.
Resurrection.
Yeah. Turning
Well,
back.
we do have some. We do have another collection coming.
We've got
in the
plans,
future.
plans
We've got
afoot.
plans
Yes.
afoot.
Because there's so many. I mean, obviously, the thing is with cosmetics and creams and things, there's so many different ones, and the price ranges from like sort of like you. I mean, you sort of mentioned simple stuff you might get in Boots or like and other simple.
Well, I've sold moisturisers for £235, £125. French skincare, or Swiss skincare. It's super expensive.
Is that with a
La
P?
Prairie? Yes, it is La Prairie. Yes, I used to work with La Prairie.
Because I mean, that's one of the most expensive, and sometimes you think, well, I mean, anyone go like, is it really worth it?
Oh God, I mean, it's good, but I just think
Probably
good skin health in general is
At the end of the day, looking
important.
after your skin is really important, isn't it?
And massage is important as well. That's one of the key things that we try and explain to people. We do body massage as well. We do. That's a body massage candle there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It smells amazing.
So, that's the healing balm.
As soon as you walk in, it was just like.
So what is obviously this is the brand.
This
that
is the
you
retail.
can,
That's our retail.
And what about this ones?
Well, we brought this along to show you. These are our salon sizes. So these are all recycled aluminium. And again, they can be sent back and we refill and things like that.
Yeah.
But that's for the salon. So it's larger sizes, much more durable.
Yeah.
And of course, they have the Hydrosol, which is a toner, but not the exfoliating grains, and also a mask. So they're things that we just have for treatment.
And still your team, is it 3 of you or
three of us? Well, the 3 of us is the core. We have an Instagram, someone who looks after our Instagram account, who's Olivia. We have labeling, which is Elodie, and we have Simon, who does our design labeling. But we all work independently, but together.
Escape to luxury at Hempstead House Hotel and Spa. an elegant country house hotel in Bapchild, near Sittingbourne, Kent. Relax with indulgent spa treatments. Dine in style with exquisite cuisine. Perfect for getaways, weddings, and events. Experience luxury in the heart of Kent. Book your stay today.
Be the first to discover Kent's best events all in one free app. What's On in Kent is a new and rapidly growing app where you can find days out information, places to eat, festivals, concerts, markets, and much more around you. Just with few clicks on your phone or computer, you can stay updated with real-time info and explore events across Kent. Don't even think twice. Just download. It's free. I can't believe that still is, obviously you create them, and after that you all together
we bottle them and we label them, and
I think this is the magic of the product.
you hand pour.
And how are you finding the market then? Is it
Good.
easy to... Obviously nowadays social media, I assume, is helping quite a lot to have that exposure, but
yes. Well, as you know, it is. Instagram is really good. You know, you've got reels and that's what people look at, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Know?
Yeah.
So yes, it has been really good. I think having some small retail outlets. We're also one of our flagship little stores that I haven't mentioned yet is Soak on George Street, and it's just delightful. Owned by a lovely gentleman called Tony, and it's our apothecary in Hastings.
Okay.
You know, he has lots of fragrance. He has other skincare brands, but he also has toiletries and wash bags, and also a collection for children, because he wanted kids to be able to come in with their pocket money and buy a little soap, or buy a little,
nice.
bath bomb. It's wonderful. You must have a little look. It's a great store.
I think it's spreading quite a lot now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite surprising where people are buying from now, isn't it?
When we do our mail orders, because we pack everything.
Yeah. And you think where it's going across the country, aren't you? Overseas as well, or just...
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, I've got quite a few fans in Australia, so thanks, Auntie Vicky, for that. So that's really good. But
The
we do
EU is quite
Scotland.
hard because of customs these days, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
That made it difficult for us, Brexit, didn't it? The
Yeah.
European thing.
Yeah, so we haven't sent a lot over. You know, I was sending to Germany a little bit, but not so much now. But yes, all over Wales, Scotland. It's just quite incredible. I remember the first time we had an order, Lindsay and I googled, where are they? We wanted to see what's the area, where is it? You know, it was incredible.
How have they found
Do you
us?
remember? Yes, it was. Yeah.
But that's probably exactly the beginning. How you start. Obviously, you did the product, but after that, what comes?
What
develop
came?
the story?
Well, we did a couple of little stalls, didn't we? Showcasing the product, because we thought, we could sell this. This is where Lindsay is the businesswoman, isn't she? She wanted to, said, we could create something out of this.
Yeah, we gave a lot of samples away.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
And that really helped because people loved it.
Yeah, well,
Come
that's
back
the thing.
and
As soon as you try it.
That was all your 3 investments, because obviously you start, let's help a friend, but I assume it does
it went
cost
from
money
friend to
as
friend
well.
to friend.
So...
Lindsay is one of these crazy sea swimmers. You know, she gets in that cold sea with all of her other crazy sea swimmers. And but they use the healing balm, so she was taking things and handing them out. Oh,
when she was going to the hospital, she was taking stuff to the hospital for the cancer, all the
yes.
To try it, yeah.
And then during COVID,
we did a care pack, didn't we, initially for people with cancer?
Yes.
We made a little pack for them.
And then in you made lots and lots of healing balm, didn't you, for the NHS AD? And so we were supplying them because of Mask Me. And things. And all of the hand sanitizing.
The hands became
terrible. Gave it to the hospital, didn't we?
Yeah, so that's great. So hopefully we're going to be a couple of our items will be in the hospital gift shop. So that's going to be good.
That's in the offing. Isn't it?
Could you scale it? Is it scalable to it?
There's a few things we're going to have to scale up. We're getting a little too small to be able to do ourselves.
Because obviously you'll end up with probably particularly if it was in a beauty parlour, and people would go, could I buy some of that and take it home? And you imagine as you share it out.
Yeah, so I think people are obviously buying products here after their consultation, because we do a little consultation with them, so they have a skin plan and we tell them what we're using. And so we don't sell in the sense of, you have to have that 3-step or that 4-step. It's what's suitable for your skin. It's also questions that we ask. What are you using on your skin? What's your routine? And it doesn't have to be what brand. It's just whether you use a cleanser a moisturiser, because so many times people say, I don't use anything, and then they go, but I have a serum and an eye cream, and then I put this on, so you think, actually, you do
You've got the
use
whole lot.
skincare. You say, I don't put anything on. And I said, you don't moisturise after you get out of the shower? Oh yes. So I go, well, in that case, you do.
Lots of people don't, and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I've got lots of. Well, actually, recently I had a friend. She was like, "Oh, I really need a good moisturizer." And Maggie, if you listen, I think I found a moisturizer for you. So I'll bring you something.
Great. Yes, we will gift you some for sure.
I've seen her. 2 weeks ago, we've been on a birthday afternoon tea. And she was like, "Oh, girls, I really need," because she doesn't use too much makeup and things like that. And I was like, just hold the fire, because I'm going to.
I'm seeing a skin company.
There are people that don't use that much, and it's good to know the routines as well, because as you said, even if I must be honest, not always after shower I moisturize my face or body, which obviously I need to do.
I start from my toes and go up. My husband says, you've got knee cream and toe cream, and I'm like, I do.
But it has to be. Probably this is the way, but I'm always in a hurry. No, do this, do that, but I'm changing.
Well, I'm in my 50s, and I think I'm doing okay, and I've had no work. And I think, for me, we don't believe in sort of cosmetic surgery and fillers and things like that, because I think your face is your map of your life, isn't it?
Yes.
And there's many faces of Raquel. I mean, I don't. It's just, and I think it would be just terrible if I couldn't move.
How are you finding time for yourself? How you recharge? Because obviously this is taking lots of your time.
Yeah, we do this full time. I do it full time. Well, I work 1 day a week at the Old Rectory doing facials, and I absolutely love it, and body massage. And that's my way of relaxing, being able to do a treatment. I zone out and I become calm, and I just love it. So for me, I've really enjoyed that, haven't I? Having that. And as you can see, Vanessa's very fashionable, so she has a little finger in pie.
I've got a friend that owns a vintage clothes shop, and I work there 2 days a week.
Yeah, vintage and Voodoo Siren.
Yeah, it's in the old town.
Here in Hastings.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So
I never knew they've got whole town.
Oh, the old town's lovely.
This is where we are.
5 minutes away. You should have a walk down, George.
Yes, you must. Go see Tony. I mean, nothing ever opens until about 11. It's all very civilised here.
Yeah, perfect. That sounds like
everyone just has a line.
You'll have to come to the Rectory Cafe, because everybody. It's a sleepy town.
This is coming as well. Just look.
I know. It's just remarkable.
Obviously we've been
afternoon tea in the morning. Can't beat it.
Unbelievable.
Agree.
But you've got here a fantastic chef, as I can see.
Yes. Matthew is a fantastic chef. We've got a great team here. I mean, obviously Lionel, who owns the building, is in fashion. Got Natalie, who runs a tight ship with a team of lots of people, that makes this remarkable hotel.
And how many rooms are there here?
Oh, I think there's about 11 rooms.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things, and accolades for Natalie really and for Lionel, is we've just been given a Michelin key.
Wow.
Now, a Michelin key is equivalent to the stars that restaurants get. But so we've got one Michelin key. I mean, it's incredible.
And is it the place that people can just pop in to have a coffee or eventually a restaurant to eat? Or
what you can do, it is open to the public, which is why we want to showcase people. They can come and sit in here and have a cup of coffee or a glass of champagne,
because
or
the atmosphere
in the walls. It's lovely. It's like a home away from home, right?
It really is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we've got a walled garden as well that sits alongside the cemetery and the church next door, and that's open to the public. We've got koi carp pond. We have a smoke house. We have a chef called Yannick who makes all the sausages and smokes all the fish, and you can come for brunch. You can come for Sunday lunch, and they sometimes do very exclusive supper clubs. So they'll post out a supper club, and the dining room's only small, so it's really intimate dining. Yeah, it's wonderful.
We do the weddings here as well.
Yes, weddings.
Yes.
On the way here, I was saying that I think this is my second time coming to Hastings.
Yes.
And if I must be honest, on the way I was thinking, probably I'm not going to go that much. But now, if you don't stop carrying and promoting this place, I think we have to be back.
But we must go as well. I'll
it's lovely.
Yes, it's Lionel also owns an iconic fish and chip shop restaurant in the old town, amongst all the fishing nets and huts, which you're from Hastings. It's a traditional
Yeah,
hut.
so they're black huts. They're very tall, and he owns a place called Maggie's right in the middle of it with
Wow.
excellent fish and chips. Won
Yeah.
so
Wow.
many
Oh
awards as
gosh,
well.
so many.
Wow.
It was
Secret
owned by a lady
recipe.
called Maggie.
Yeah.
They do,
Wow.
don't they?
Secret
But they get their
recipe.
fish from the fish market just below them.
Just
You know,
below,
it's
yeah.
Wow.
So,
Again, that's
yeah.
amazing. So the fish is caught locally.
yes, yeah,
Amazing chips, and then
Yep, fish and chips.
This is
It's great,
so
right?
Visit
Yeah, it
Hastings.
Yeah,
sounds
and I
amazing.
think Lionel
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Lindsay have had all of their friends' children go through that kitchen at one point in
Yeah.
time, washing dishes and clearing tables. So it's really good for everyone.
It's a
You know?
rite, it's a rite of passage.
It is
isn't
a rite
when
of
you work
passage.
in all these places.
During your journey,
Yes.
both of you, obviously,
Yeah.
did anyone play a role of being your mentor or being an inspiration for you? So that's why you carry on developing in what
Yeah.
you're doing, or
Well, for me, yes. I was really young, early 20s when I came, and I worked in Harrods for a very prestigious brand called Sisley, and it's a French skincare company owned by the Donano family. And I went to Paris. I've had training, phenomenal. But I worked with 3 wonderful women on that counter who taught me so much: Nina, Gail, and Wendy. And they definitely were an inspiration to me. I learned how to handle myself in a very fine world. I was trained to do amazing facials, you know, so I learned extra things from Gail. She was incredible. Nina was the manager. She was great. So yeah, I really.
and how you get that job in Harrods?
Well, I
Obviously
came
coming from Australia.
I came from Australia, and I was a beauty therapist, and I was like wanted to see the world, and I just went to an agency, you know, to get a job, and I they put me into Harrods, and then have to shine my own light here. They said, "Oh, we want to employ you," so
Wow.
they bought me from the agency basically, and I worked for Sisley. I was then, after quite a few years, approached by La Prairie. And then went to Harvey Nichols and worked with a lovely lady called Lydia, who is still there in Harvey Nichols.
Oh, wow.
Incredible woman.
Wow.
Oh, she's amazing. She's amazing. If you go to La Prairie and Harvey Nichols, you will see Lydia, and she's incredible. She knows everything about skin. So I've just been very lucky. I then branched a little bit and went into makeup, the makeup world. And I worked for Vincent Longer, who's a fellow Australian based out in New York. And then I went on to work for Stila, and then came back to beauty. And came back to beauty because the makeup is just as good as you know, your skin is. So you have to have good skin and good skincare for good makeup. It was always part of my thing. So yeah.
How about you, Vanessa?
No, really a mentor. Just really finding my thing in my early 40s. I didn't like my jobs, you know, whatever I did, and just finding all these therapies and working for 15 years with all these people. You know, I actually loved working.
So basically, you discover what you love and aromatherapy in your 40s.
Quite late in life, yeah.
But this is perfect example because this is what we want to talk here. That very often people can get that turn, and
it was a joy. And you're working with people who sometimes people are a little unsure of. You know, they. But I loved them. I found my people, and I just loved massaging them. And it was my thing. So it was sad to lose it, actually. But luckily, I've been able to continue.
Yeah, but still, you continue in another way to do it. But
my twin sister came one afternoon to watch me doing my aromatherapy. This particular home, the guys weren't too bad, you know? And they used to sit in a big circle, and you know, I used to do all their feet. And I said, "Come along with me." So my twin sister watched, and she said, "That's just so amazing. I can't believe it." Yeah. So she went and did 2 courses, Swedish body and aromatherapy, and she started doing what I did as well. Because I had so much work, we split it in 2, and then so my twin sister did it as well. Wow. And we're identical. So sometimes
so no one knows which one's coming along.
Yeah, Vanessa and Liz, and our voices are the same.
Oh, exactly the same.
She hasn't got any tattoos though, but to find your thing in your 40s, it was just magic.
And I think people should always just strive. You know, I think for me, it's always been about my parents are really empowering. You know, I didn't go to university. I went to beauty school, and I was told you didn't have to have a university degree. And I think working hard, having a good work ethic is really important. Being passionate about what you do, loving what you do. Don't stick to something that you're grinding day after day. It's never going to be for you, and it's not good for your life and your
You
soul.
are, honestly, the minute we walk in and we met you ladies,
Yeah.
you just radiate this happiness and
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
and
Known a little bit
positivity.
for that,
But no, this talks enough that
Yeah.
even without words or even without telling us, it's clear example how
Yeah.
much you love what you're doing and how
We do.
it's how we said that purpose and that
Exactly.
passion is
Yeah.
found.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
We work together well, don't we? You
Oh,
can, you
we
can
do.
see I'm much quieter. I don't say as much, but we're a team. You know,
yeah,
we're
absolutely.
a
We work
good
well
team.
for making.
Yeah.
Everything's together, and But I mean, it's things like for me, I'm just so pleased that we've made someone else passionate, like Ellie from
Yes.
Ethel Loves Me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
because
yes.
all I do, when we do the training, is we talk about our story, and I talk about the ingredients and what they do, and I think because we're not a hard sell, it's purely this is what it's going to do, and that's what it's for, and I think that's really important. So knowing somebody is being so.
No, I remember because obviously I had this face skin problems, and this is why I was looking on the product. And when she came and she just started a nice talk, and she was just sharing her experience with some of the things, and she said, I can definitely recommend you. Just have a try. Obviously, we tried the same way. And I was like, I think I have to try at least with one product and to see where we're going to go.
Absolutely.
But the way how this was we talked with Richard after that, because probably it was December as well. I don't know, but I found her like a little angel from a fairy tale shop. Honestly, usually you look on the Christmas movies this in December time.
Yeah.
You walk there and obviously it wasn't a love story, but it was just incredible. And how she read, she told us about the other
they've got
artists
peanut butter, they've got chocolate, they've got handmade little wash bags who are made from these wonderful chaps here in Hastings. I mean, it's incredible.
There was a lady in her 70s that
doing the
she's
paintings.
doing brilliant paintings.
I know.
And we've been like, we were almost about to be late for our radio interview. We spent, I don't know how long there. It was just
Have you
amazing.
been to the Rye store as well? That's super
no,
cute. So
we
you'll
haven't
meet
been, but we
Quiver
may
and
stop on the way back.
and
We drove through there.
Oh, good.
But things like that. This is why we're saying that it's really important once you start to meet people, you open this space and you start doing. Obviously, in my 40s, I started to do something that I really like.
Yes,
and you are inspiration for me. So obviously, it's never too late to do anything. But
absolutely not. I think it's really important,
And I think
we're growing. We're in our 50s.
What an example it is as well to start off. So never when you started working on the cosmetic counter in Harrods did you think by the end, by the time I'm in my early 50s, and then I'm going to have my own brand and my own range of creams.
I know. I didn't think actually, so I'm very proud of that. And
awesome.
I think it's the connection to all of the products. The design. My husband's friend, created that. My husband's other friend created our website.
Because it's very simple, but it's very elegant and classy. Yeah,
it's nice.
We all chose that, didn't we?
Yeah, we love Art Deco, don't we? So
and the black and the gold.
The black and the gold. We looked at different things, didn't we? We had silver, didn't we? Tins, and it has evolved. The packaging, hasn't it? But we like a little. It needs to be cool, bit rock and roll. We like it to be a bit rock and roll.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you for sharing the absolutely amazing journey of Rock Rose Beauty.
Oh, thank you.
You two are amazing
and
inspiration.
Your journey is special. Thanks to Lindsay as well, because
yes.
Obviously, she's enjoying her time, and we are really happy to hear that she's enjoying the sun. But another perfect example that something beautiful was born, and lots of people. Check. We will share obviously how people can find you, and whoever is interested to go and give a try. And
please do.
You can see the difference in my hands. Yes, support local, definitely.
So thank you very much for watching today. We hope you really enjoyed today's episode. If you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe and please do give us a like. We would really appreciate that. Also, please, if you're watching or listening on Spotify, please do give us a follow. Again, we'd appreciate that. Thank you, ladies, very much for your time today, and we'll see you all very soon. Take care.
And now we're going to enjoy the lunch.
Yes. Afternoon tea at lunchtime.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.